Mark Webster, here we are, Hockey in London. What a day this has been so far. The draw for the Winmore World Masters, a new 10-year partnership between Winmore and the PDC, and of course the stunning Blade X. What a day.
Yeah, it has, isn't it? Obviously, some real big announcements there, and it's only going to protect the future of the sport, isn't it? So, the best board out there, the players are going to be playing on, so there's no excuses in that element now. And obviously, the partnership with the PDC and Winmore continuing is only going to be great news all round. And on the back of that, the draw's been done for the Winmore World Masters. Still some spots to fill with the qualifiers, but I'm sure once they fill it, it'll be a good event, a really good event.
A real statement of intent, a 10-year deal. That's a massive deal, but that shows the trust the PDC has in Winmore, and vice versa, that Winmore committing for that long, that they believe their product is the market leader.
Yeah, of course. There's compliments in both them elements, isn't it? You want to tie down the best people in the sport, and you want to be associated with the best people in the sport. So Winmore and PDC coming together just makes sense. So look, it's good going forward for the sport worldwide, and obviously for the players, you want to play on the best board, and you don't want any excuses. So that's one less thing for PDC staff to worry about, and like I said, it just makes sense, and long may it continue.
Well, see, we're looking at it now. You've had a good look at it. I'm stood on the hockey, I can't even see the wires. I've never seen a spider wire so thin.
No, yeah, and that's just that they've worked really hard on this. I think Tom at the press release mentioned how many darts have been thrown in testing, and there's this 5-year guarantee, and you wouldn't offer that if you're not providing some real quality. So look, they've worked hard to get this board out there. It's going to be played on at the World Masters at the weekend, and it looks really slick, and it's exciting times for the sport. Yeah,
look, how important, because the players have to trust their equipment. They have to trust the equipment they're throwing at. Do you think they'll like this?
Of course they will, yeah. And the biggest compliment you can pay a dartboard, it's not spoken about. So when the game's on, there's no talk about the dartboard, means it's done its job. There's no talk about bounce outs or clipping wires. So that's what Winmore boards have done. So like I said, the players I think will react positively to it, and if there's anything that kind of doesn't catch that, they've got plenty of time to practice on it beforehand. So look, it's exciting, and it's a perfect time to launch it, with Winmore being a title sponsor of the Masters the weekend.
Yeah, look, the World Masters is a tournament that we all know and we all love, and we fell in love with it back in the day. And last year, first time we'd seen the rebirth of the format, and it was sensational. What are you expecting this year?
Very similar. Some games will be really tight, last leg drama. Some games will go in a blink of an eye. Don't forget, the format's slightly longer, but it's not that much longer. You can blast through sets. It's the best of 3 legs a set, isn't it? So it'll be exciting, it'll be frantic, but I think it's a great tournament to start the year. Obviously ranked as well, so prize money available for the players, and it could have a massive impact with certain players not making, so players can fall further behind, and you'll see the rankings shuffle about. That's what you want. You want jeopardy in every tournament, and we've certainly got that at the weekend.
Yeah, you've not been too favourable with some of the draws that you've handed out as well. You might be getting a few looks in Milton Keynes.
No, but I do a lot of draws now, so I've fallen foul of that a lot of the time. But look, it's going to be tough, isn't it? And even if you've sat there and got, I've got to qualify, don't be thinking you've got a good draw. That could be tough. There's some names in that qualifier, and there'll be some surprise packs that come through. So don't sit tight there thinking, I don't know what I've got. You're probably better off getting someone you know. So look, it was an exciting draw. Like I said, there's gaps to fill, but once it pieces together, we'll be good to go Thursday, and it'll be a brilliant 4 days in Milton Keynes.
Look, would you like to see that the tournament gets to the point where the prelim games are televised or all streamed as well, or something like that, to give it that bit of...
Of course, you want to get to that point, but you've got to bear in mind it's fitting in. There's a lot of logistics to work out as well. I think the qualifiers happen on the Wednesday makes sense because international players. And I always think if you get through a qualifier, sometimes when you get for the Grand Slam qualifier, the World Series of Darts qualifier, you just wait a couple of weeks to play it. The fact you've won, you've got that bit of balance. I do like the added incentive. If you're a tour card holder, you could quickly get yourself on TV in a space of 3 weeks. You think you start really feeling like a professional then. So I love the timing of the event, and ideally, like you said, we want to give more players coverage. I think down the line it'll be something to look at, but at the minute I think they're making the best of the situation. I think it suits.
One thing that did come out over the weekend was the fact that Raymond is not going to the Masters qualifier, and he's going to play an exhibition. Were you surprised that where Raymond is in the rankings, look, he's struggling, he needs ranking money, but to turn down the opportunity to qualify for a TV tournament, did that surprise you, the position he's in?
Yeah, he should have played. But look, every dart player is self-employed, and he's doing what's best for him. He's obviously getting a fee for that exhibition, but look, I know when I was playing, obviously I'm in a management stable, my manager would have strongly advised that I go and play in the qualifiers, and I'd have gone as well. But it's Raymond's call at the minute. He seems a bit flat at the minute. I don't know whether he's going to go down that route this year, who knows, but it's his call. Maybe just didn't feel confident or have the belief to get through the qualifiers. But I do think sometimes if you go there with that such lack of belief, sometimes things can happen. You never know, and you've got to believe that things are going to turn around at some point. And that might have been the catalyst, but he's made his decision. And I was massively shocked, but I thought maybe just after the back of the World Championship losing to Belmont, he might have wanted to hit the ground running. But look, it's a strange decision for me. But look, see where it impacts come the end of the year.
Yeah, and Michael van Gerwen, how important is it that he starts this year well? Because from the match play onwards, he's defending a lot. So here in the UK Open, how big are these two tournaments for Michael?
Yeah, they're big, and Michael gets it as well. He'll know where he's going to make his move. So and just the timing of the year as well. He just played really well out in Bahrain and Saudi, and you want to go in the World Masters. Free prize money, not free prize money, you know what I mean? It's not being defended from 2 years ago, so it's a chance for him to get that in the bank, because obviously there's a lot to defend, and naturally you're not going to defend all that prize money, so where the gaps are, you need to exploit. So for Michael, he'll have looked at his calendar, tried to map it out. But positive for him the way he played last week. I liked the way he played, his attitude, and the challenge is now go and do it again and again, and I think that's the challenge he'll set to himself.
Maybe pleasure catching up with you here, and mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.